Hey guys, it's Pastor Mike. It's been a while since I've been able to do an update for church, so I wanted to share with you just a couple of quick things. One, we started a brand new sermon series this past week called Guilt, Regret, Shame in the Church. And so we just get a chance to look at all that stuff in our past, all the baggage that we're carrying around that may be keeping us from doing what God has called us to do. So, how do we deal with it? How do we get past that regret and shame? And how do we follow Christ and look forward to the future? So, that's what this series is about. This week, we get to dive into Genesis and kind of look at where it all started. But I'm excited about that. I just wanted to share another couple quick updates. One is that it seems like each week we get a few more people kind of coming back, and I'm really happy to share that since we started back, we've not had any COVID cases at Cornerstone. Now, I share that knowing that there's always a risk. And I want to thank you guys for being careful, for doing everything you can for us to create a safe environment. But I also want to remind you that we're not out of the woods yet. And so I just think we all need a reminder that we still need to be very vigilant in providing a safe environment. And I know when we talk about safety precautions that a lot of people have different opinions about this, but here's what I want you to know is that as a church, we want to do everything we can. And I've said it before, we want Cornerstone to be a safe place to hear a dangerous message. And so what that means is that the message we share, the most important message on earth, the message of the gospel, the hope of the world, and we want to do everything we can to make sure people feel comfortable to come into our church so they can hear that message. And it seems like every week I'm getting more and more questions about what are we doing to make sure that it's safe. And so even if you're not as worried about this as other people, here's what I want to ask you to do. I want to ask you to make that sacrifice so that other people will feel comfortable when they come in and they can hear the message. It's not because we live in fear. It's not because we're letting the government tell us what to do. It's because we love others and we want to do everything we can to enable them to come and hear the gospel message. And so that just means when we ask that you continue to wear your mask, especially as you enter and you exit and as you sing. I know that a lot of people are frustrated with masks, and by this point we were all hoping to be done with that. But let's be honest, the end's really still not in sight. The numbers have not really come down. We're entering into the cold and flu season, so it's still important that you wear a mask. And again, not only does it help, it does help others to feel more comfortable as they come in and out. So that's one thing. The second thing that we ask is just that you give people space. And for the close talkers out there, I know this can be tough for you, but just remember, right, that you can still have conversations even when you're not right on top of each other. So just give some space, and if someone's sitting down with their family, don't go sit right beside them. Give them some space unless they invite you over and you're comfortable. If they're comfortable and you're comfortable and you've already been around each other, hey, I understand that. But let's make sure to space out as much as we can in the church. So we've had more people at our first service. Last week it was kind of even between the two services. We still have room to space out. So if that's a concern, just know that you can still space out. And I just ask everyone to kind of to remember that, and as you're talking, as you're entering and leaving, just to make sure you give everyone some space. And then finally, just keep washing your hands, using the hand sanitizer. If you've got anything at all, like a cold or a cough or a runny nose or anything, if you're not sure, then just stay home and watch online. That's perfectly fine. And even if you're scheduled to serve in children's ministry or on the praise team or in our hospitality team, in the cafe, no matter what, if you're not sure, 100% sure, right, that hey, if you're questioning, I may have a cold, I'm not sure what it is, stay home, that's fine, we understand. We want to do everything we can to continue meeting in person because we know it's important, but we also know that even if we do everything right, there's still a risk of someone developing COVID and then passing it to others. And that's just that's part of the world we live in. And so here's the thing: we do everything we can to make a safe environment, and then if someone does get it, we're going to do everything we can to minister to them. There's going to be no victim shaming, no blaming, no getting upset. We'll do everything we can, right, to show and share the love of Christ to this community. So I'm so proud of you guys for how you've continued to do ministry throughout this whole crazy season that we've been in. And I'll just, just share a word of encouragement. It says that, the Bible tells us to not grow weary in doing what is good. And I believe that with all my heart. That, it's so easy to get tired and to get weary. But know that we have so much to be thankful for. We actually have a baptism this week. And so we get to celebrate. We get to, we get to really celebrate the fact that there is new life in Christ, that Jesus is still saving people and transforming lives. And as part of Cornerstone, you're part of that. So thank you for just being able to tune in today, listen to this short update. We love you guys. We can't wait to see what God's going to continue to do at Cornerstone. Let's be careful and let's continue sharing the gospel. Thanks.